Hi, I'm glad to be here. And hi, I haven't done one of these stories for a while. So I was thinking, since today is Father's Day, that I would read you a couple of my favorite stories about things that dads do. So dads help us, don't they? And they make sure that we're provided for, that we have all the things that we need, and they protect us, and they help us to get things done and to learn things. And this first story I'm going to be reading is called Who Will Tuck Me In Tonight? And this is by Carol Roth and illustrated by Valerie Gorbachev. Because dads tuck us in at night, don't they? And they read us bedtime stories. You can see that this is a little lamb here. The sun was setting on the farm, and Wooly, the little lamb, was sleepy. But Wooly couldn't find his mother or father. "Oh, who will tuck me in tonight?" he said sadly. I will, said Mrs. Cow. "Don't you worry, I know how. Everything will be all right. I'll tuck you in real snug and tight." Then Mrs. Cow spread out the blankets and tucked Wooly in, so tight that he couldn't even move. "Stop," cried Wooly. "That's not right. Oh, who will tuck me in tonight?" "Fancy that," said Mrs. Cat. "I can do it just like that. I think I know just what you're missing. You need lots of bedtime kissing." Do you get kisses at night? Then Mrs. Cat began to lick, because that's what cats do, Wooly all over his face with her little tongue. "Yuck," cried Wooly. "That's not right. Oh, who will tuck me in tonight?" "Here I come," said Mrs. Horse. "I can do the job, of course. When you're in bed all nice and snug, I'll give you a great big hug." Does he look scared? Then Mrs. Horse sat down on Wooly's bed, wrapped herself around him, and squeezed him with all her might. "Help!" cried Wooly. "That's not right. Who will tuck me in tonight?" "No job's too small, no job's too big. I can do it," said Mrs. Pig. "Don't you move. I'll be right back. I think you need a bedtime snack." I do. What's your favorite bedtime snack? Mine's popcorn, for sure. Then Mrs. Pig brought Wooly a pail full of messy, stinky, piggy snacks. "Oh no," cried Wooly. "That's not right. Oh, who will tuck me in tonight?" "Don't you worry, you're in luck. I can help," said Mrs. Duck. "Don't you fret and don't you cry. I'll sing you a lovely lullaby." Then Mrs. Duck sang, "Quack, quack, 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 quack." But it didn't sound very much like a lullaby to Wooly. "Enough," said Wooly. "That's not right. Oh, who will tuck me in tonight?" "I can," said Mother Sheep. Is that his real mom? Does he look so happy? "You're back," cried Wooly. "Yes, my little lamb. I'm sorry I'm late." She tucked his blanket in just right, not too loose and not too tight. How do you like to be tucked in? She gave him hugs and kisses, soft and sweet, and something sensible to eat. She sang some lovely lullabies. That's funny. Do you like your mommy to sing songs to you at night? And your dad? Then little Wooly closed his eyes. He's all tucked in. The end. I love that book. That's one of my favorites. Okay, the second little book is called Little Elephant's Song. And this is by Wolfram Hannell and illustrated by Christina Cadman. I like these illustrations. In fact, I'm going to take this off so I can hold the book better. I might have to use my glasses for this one. How many of you have seen an elephant in real life? They are so amazing. On the day the little elephant was born, the first thing he had to learn was how to stand up and walk. It was not so easy, considering that he had 4 legs and they all wanted to go in different directions. But soon he was walking between his mother and his aunts as safe as he could be. Do you like walking with your parents? It does make you feel safe. Within a few days, his big brother and sister had taught him some tricks. Are you a big brother or big sister? Or do you have a big brother or a big sister to help you? Soon he could walk backwards, hop on 3 legs, and spin around like a falling leaf. What he liked to do best of all was dash right between his mother's great big legs, back to front and front to back until she nearly lost her balance. But the little elephant's mother never got angry. She was proud of her son and all that he could do. Now, you must learn to use your trunk. Do you know what a trunk is? Yeah. Your trunk is as important as your legs. So the little elephant learned all he could do with the trunk. First, he caught the banana that his mother fed to him. Then he picked himself up. At last, he couldn't even pull the banana peels out of his mouth. He could even pull the banana peels out of his mouth and flick them under his brother's feet. And he slipped on them. The little elephant also learned how to hold on to the tail of his mother and follow along behind her. And he used his trunk to tease his sister, blowing in her ear just as she was trying to go to sleep. But the best thing the little elephant learned to do with his trunk was to fill it with water. Have you seen an elephant do that? First, he found he could spray a cool shower over his back. Then he discovered it was much more fun to sneak up on someone and spray a load of water in his face. The little elephant was full of mischief. But did his mother get annoyed? No, she was pleased to see how much he could do. One day, when the father elephant and his friends came to visit, the mother said, "Just look what our baby can do. He can hop on 3 legs and pick bananas and spray water. I am so proud of him." "Good, good," says his father. But his father friend said, "Has he learned to trumpet?" "No," said the baby's mother, "but he is still rather young." "I suppose so," said the friend. "But an elephant who can't trumpet is not a real elephant." "Well then," said his father, "give it a try, son, and he lifted his own gigantic trunk and produced a bellowing roar that shook the banana trees. "It's really very simple," said his mother gently. "Just like this," and she trumpeted beautifully. "Try it," said his sister. "Come on," said his brother. The little elephant didn't know what they wanted him to do. He lifted up his little trunk and blew out a thin spray of water. Psst! "Ha, ha, ha," laughed his father's friend. "That wasn't very good. He still had a lot to learn." The mother elephant rose to her full height and glared at the visitors. "He will trumpet when he's ready," she said. The only thing the little elephant's mother was worried about was danger. Not all animals on the savannah were plant eaters, like the hippopotamus, and although full-grown elephants are strong, a little elephant can be in danger sometimes. Until her son had a good loud trumpet, he wouldn't be able to call for help. Animals make noises to call for help. One day, the elephant's family heard a high-pitched rumble down by the river, and at once they raced to the water's edge. There was the little elephant. Surprised at their sudden appearance, they looked so worried, as if he was in trouble. "What's wrong?" wondered the elephant. "I just did this," and he lifted his trunk and he dashed towards the shore, blowing madly. A wild, high-pitched trumpet rang out. "Toot!" His mother and aunt and brother and sisters gasped in surprise. Pleased, the little elephant did it again and again and again. "Toot! Toot!" "Now that is how you call for help," said his mother. "We'll always be listening for you wherever you go." "Toot!" trumpeted the little elephant quietly. It was a happy sound because he felt good and safe right where he was. A few days later, the elephant's father and his friends were walking nearby. They heard a high-pitched trumpeting sound. "What was that?" asked the friend. "Shh," said the father. "It sounded like my son." But they heard nothing more, for the happy little elephant was busy learning how to turn somersaults. That's a cute little picture. We all need to ask for help, and our mothers and fathers can help us when we're in trouble. Okay, I'm glad that you came to listen to the stories. Love you. Bye. Make sure you tell your dad how much you love him.